Hello, everybody. I'm so glad you guys are tuning in. It's me, Jade. It's been about 3 weeks since I made a video. It's been a while, so I'm glad I'm back again to make a new video with a new topic. And I have my husband Marty here, and join us to talk about this new topic. And we're gonna just dive into it. The topic today is communication. Communication is probably one of the biggest and most vital things in any relationship, any friendship, whether you're at the job, whether you're at school, doing school projects, group projects, some of the things that I hated, but hey, it was needed. We had to communicate. So, little background about how, communication has been in our life, as growing up, because we come from two different backgrounds. We have different ways of how we communicate. So I'm going to give my background, and then my husband's going to give his background of communication. Okay? Deal?
Sounds cool.
All right. So, growing up, I'm the oldest out of 5 children. The best way I can describe how communication was in my family is I can remember this one thing my mom will always say. It's two things. One thing is, if you lie to me, I'm going to whoop you. But if you tell me the truth, I'm not going to whoop you. And she also said that I'd rather you tell me. Just tell me what's going on. So just you could say whatever you want, just don't be disrespectful. So that was the second one. As long as we not disrespectful, she always gave us that room to be able to tell her whatever we wanted to tell her without feeling condemned, without feeling ashamed, but being able to have that room to be able to talk to her. And she was so understanding. So, Marty, you go ahead.
Yeah, and so for me, my upbringing of communication, it was there. Like what Jay said, my parents said, hey, tell the truth. You won't get in much trouble. But what I found out for me, our family, we communicated, but we didn't communicate often because we were in our own worlds. So I was doing sports, my brother was doing sports, my mom was at work, my dad was at work. And so we had a family that loved each other, and we loved, communicating with each other. But communication was wasn't as often as it should. So we could be all in the same home, but we're in different places doing our own thing. And so communication affected me a different way, which then leads into our marriage.
Before me and Marty were married, he used to get mad that I always asked a million questions. I was always like that in school, so I love details. Marty is totally opposite. He just say boom, boom, boom. He gives surface answers, what I call surface answers. I'm like, no, I need to know details. If you go to the store, okay, so tell me when you walked into the store, what did you see? Okay, how many steps did you take when you got into the store? So it's I'm really detailed. I ask when he tell a story, it's just wait a minute, so that's it. So it can be.
Yes, it's that. And let me clarify. The reason why, and it all goes back to what we were saying, is that our whole family, we communicated differently in a way where if I say, go grab me the spoon, my parents don't have to tell us where the spoon is at, where it's located. We automatically know that the spoon is in the kitchen, and they must mean the spoon that's in the container for baking, because we're baking. Where with Jade, I would say, go get the spoon. She'd say, what spoon, where at? And I'm frustrated because I'm like, man, I'm doing one simple task. You should know what spoon I need. And that was not good communication once I learned when we were married.
Because he go off assumptions.
So yes,
that's how we assume that I know.
He assumed, yes.
And I don't like that. I like details. Details on every aspect, because it leaves no room for error or confusion.
True.
So,
true.
You want to talk about some of the problems that you feel like you have with me?
True. Well, that was the problem. I was frustrated. She don't understand what I'm saying. I said, why would you ask another question? You should already know. I'll say, baby, turn off the light for me. We're in the living room. Which light? The light we're in. Well, which one? I'm in the hallway right now. I'm so she had a valid point. There was a light in the hallway that leads into the living room, but I'm in the living room, so I would assume or think that she would know I'm talking about the living room and not the hallway. But I could be wrong. I could be telling her, in her mind, it could be the hallway. Even though we're watching a movie in the living room.
Okay.
So that was my problem. So yes. So you already gave your problem for me.
I guess, like, to just sum it up is he's surface, I'm detail. And that's one of the things, like, I ask a lot of people say, oh, she nosy. It's not about me being nosy or irritating or annoying. I just like details. I like specifics. I like being able to know exactly what went on, how it went on, and even if it's bad. even if it's bad, a situation has happened with us, and he was mad. Because I asked him about details, and he got frustrated about telling me it. Because it was
man, just leave it at the surface.
Like, yeah, and that's not good. And now that we're growing, we're approaching 4 years of marriage, March 10th. So in a couple days, I'm so excited.
4 days.
Yeah, 4 days, because today is March 6th. So March 10th, we're approaching 4 years of marriage. So how did this happen? Was it because he stayed surface? And I just got on his nerves of being detailed? No. So how do we overcome some of these issues of communication? Because even now, I'm not the best communicator. Like, I thought I was really good, but as you are married or have friendships or just continue to grow, you're not as good as you thought you were. So I still have room to grow. Marty's going to talk about a bit of how he can, have a solution to where he lack in communication.
Right. But before I dive into it, baby, like, is this just for marriage, or what's some of the ways this communication could?
It can be with friendships. It can be with family. It can be with people you come in contact with on a job. It can be anywhere. Communication is something that can affect, like, bad communication can affect any area of your life. So this is not just because we're married or whatever. It's just I'm learning more because of being married and having children. But it can be on a job. It can be with friends. I'm learning so much through how vital communication is in any person that I come in contact with.
That's true. I'll say that I've learned communication through different relationships. One of the bigger ones was my bro Calvin. Shout out to Calvin. And especially my wife and my family. But one of the cool things that I would say that I've noticed that's really been beneficial as far as the solution is to understand how we communicate and to understand that our communication is different. So when we understand our communication is different, we can move towards a common understanding of what's going on. I give you an example, like something just happened now. I said that it's 4 days. So she said, our anniversary is March 10th. I said in 4 days. I would have left it at that. She said yes, because it's March 6th today. In my mind, I'm like, there's no need to say March 6th because I said in 4 days. So I basically said March 6th. So what I did was I understood is that we're communicating the same thing, but it's differently. And now as I accept her communication, I actually now begin to be more detailed. And that's a benefit for me. And I have been seeing it impact, like, my job, being able to communicate better with clients, customers, employees, friends, family. And so I would say that one of the solutions that I found beneficial for our marriage and for friendships and relationships is to understand that we all communicate differently and to try to understand the background. And that's the reason why we talked about our background before we dove into the story. Baby, is there any tips?
Well, one of the things that I'm learning is because I came from a family, like one of my friends told me probably like a week ago, she said, Jade, you are very vocal. And I'm like, I am very vocal. Like, I always had this attitude. I'm going to say whatever I want, however I want, whenever I want. And that's not good because it's just pride. But I'm learning now in this life to be silent. That's how I'm becoming better at communicating, by not always talking. Because I always talk. And now I'm in a season where I don't talk as much. Like, I have the desire, but it's like I'm not at the highest degree. So I'm leaving room for the other person that I be able to listen more. So the tips that I can give for somebody who have similar backgrounds like me is be quiet. And that's what I'm learning. That's hard, but I see the value in it because I hear more. When you always talking, you can never hit the heart of the other individual. So when I'm actually able to sit and be quiet and open my ears to somebody who I thought was always quiet, my husband, he actually talks a lot. And I'm able to hear his heart, and I'm actually to hear what he's trying to explain, what he's trying to just talk about. So I'm able to really just understand them, and that's just with any friend. I'm able to listen more because I can easily control a conversation because I'm always vocal, and I always been able to communicate, and I never had problems communicating. So I can easily control a conversation, but now I'm taking a back seat where I'm not the one that's always doing it, but I'm able to listen to the other person.
True. I'll say that she is working on that, and she's growing in it. And it's crazy as she's working on being quiet, it's making me be more vocal, which is total opposite because I usually don't say anything. That was one of the reasons why, I married her. I'm like, cool, I don't have to really say too much because she's just going to talk. I'm a good listener. But as she's been quiet, it's forcing me to what?
Talk more,
which later on in our next series, we'll talk about love language and about how communication is a love language, which I didn't speak, but that's a whole nother story.
Whole nother video.
But it's just a blessing. So really, what me and Jay we desire for you guys to do is to leave comments. In the comments, we would like you to allow us to know what some of the frustrations that you've may ran across in relationships,
friendships, people on a job,
people on the jobs, and the reason why we want to know is because we want to look into it, and then we want to kind of look at what some of the solutions that can help us and others as well, our viewers.
So yeah, we're so happy to have you guys just tuning in for this video and just everything that we're talking about because we're continuing to grow. We don't know everything. We're learning it. And as we're learning it, we're letting you see like a microscopic little scene of how we're going about it when it comes to communicating and how we become better and more effective in it. And that it's not like a breakdown in communication. And that's another video. Breakdown of communication. How I can jack up a lot of stuff. But anyways, that's for another video. So stay tuned because we're going to continue to talk about this. And how Marty said, we're going to talk about love language and how it is a communication. How it is a form of communication. So thank you so much for you guys just watching. And we appreciate it so much. And we love you guys so much. Marty, any last words? Alrighty. Thanks, guys.